Mike's unmuted. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Bulldogs Sports Network. I'm Jacob Cater alongside Mr. Michael Ball, and it's a wet and dreary night here the last weekend of September, and we've got that little bit of a hurricane blowing through, but it looks like it's clearing off, and it is a little windy and wet, but we're about to play a football game.
Yes, we are, and it's going to be an interesting game. Might be a good running game. I don't know, the wind's coming out of the north, coming out pretty hard. I don't know if a quarterback throwing toward the north end zone is going to be able to get the ball to his receivers.
And it looks like the Bulldogs are getting ready to run out.
Well,
they turned the lights off like they were about to come out of the big tunnel down there.
Last week, we had a good showing down at Henderson State with the Bulldogs. They played well on offense. Their defense was very lacking. They got beat by a very good AA school. We've played two AA schools down there. One's second in the state, another one's eighth in the state. And we showed some speed, but we did show our weakness on defense. The front line did their job, but the problem was Mineral Springs was so big that they were able to hold off our front line and get to our linebackers, and they were just overmatched our linebackers. Mm-hmm. And we had nobody that really could keep up with them once they broke into that area.
And here come the Bulldogs running out of the big golden Q down there, their new tunnel. I'm a little surprised that they're running out of that tonight just because of how windy it is outside. I'm kind of surprised they got that thing to stand up.
Yeah, I remember the first night they couldn't get it to stand up because of the wind, and I know the wind's a whole lot worse tonight.
Of course, it is homecoming night here in Quitman tonight, hosting Yellville Summit, the Panthers tonight. Yellville Summit comes into this matchup. They beat Izard County 55-7. They lost at Hector 20-14, and they beat Berryville 34-27.
Yes, and Berryville was a 3A school, so they have a decent running attack. Their passing is questionable, but if the Bulldogs can stop their run, they have a good chance of winning this ball game. I think people are going to have to learn how to control their umbrellas tonight because they're flying everywhere. If the Bulldogs can play the defense they need to, they should be in pretty good shape. One thing we did find out last week about the Bulldogs, they've got some good speed. We had 2 kickoffs ran back for touchdowns, and Mineral Springs had some speed, but they could not keep up with the Bulldogs in that situation.
Yeah, I saw the final score of that game, and I wondered to myself if there was any defense played in that game at all between either team, because it was 54-49. That's a very high-scoring game. Yes. It almost sounds like a basketball score.
And at one time, you didn't think the Bulldogs had a chance, but by the end of the game, they were there and really had a chance to come close to winning that ball game, but they just ran out of time.
Bulldogs will receive the kick as Yellville Summit kicks it onside, and it is...
Well, if we didn't cover that, we should have, because we got about 7 players on top of it.
Hey, excuse me. Hey, sir.
And it looks like...
Please move. I'm running the clock. I can't see what's going on.
Looks like the Bulldogs will recover it at their own...
43.
43, all right.
Let's see. Looks like we're going to go with a running back.
More Payne with a handoff.
There it is.
Going to run it up the middle.
Oh, goodness. Look at that.
That's a good run by Bryson Thacker. And the first play of the game results in a first down for the Bulldogs.
Good penetration by the offensive line there. Opened that hole up great.
And that's the quarterback keeper by Moore Payne. He's going to run it down the sideline. Did he get the first down or not? We will see.
Moore Payne took up the middle and then bounced out.
And it looks
right now the 2 plays up the middle have showed that the Bulldogs are pretty strong there right now.
They get the first down. More Payne gets the snap and a handoff behind him to Thacker. Thacker going to try to run it up the middle again, and he's tripped. He might have gained about a yard.
Number 3, Tellum Hall on the stop for the Panthers. Gain of 1. Gonna bring a second on 9.
Sit in my chair. You can't sit in my chair.
More Payne going to line up in the backfield with Thacker. And he's going to hand it off to Jamari. Jamari will run it for a gain of about 5 yards on the play.
4 yards. He brought down about the Panther 24-yard line. Then we got third down, 3 for the Bulldogs.
No.
And the Bulldogs come up third down and about 4 yards. Fakes the handoff to Lovelace. Thacker gets the ball. He breaks a few tackles. He's going to get the first down.
Nice Thacker over the left side. Receiver right side. Ball's on the ground. Looks like he's going to recover by the Bulldogs.
First down.
That was a little bit. Ball must be kind of slippery out there in this.
Oh,
wet,
it will be slippery,
wet weather.
and there's one good thing about it. The Bulldogs have found a weakness, and they're staying on it. They're hitting it pretty hard.
Here's the run. Quarterback keeper. More Payne. Going to get to the field, the end
He's
zone.
in.
He's in.
He just wouldn't go down.
Great run there by the quarterback, Jordan Moore Payne. And the Bulldogs strike first here in the first quarter.
The Bulldogs found a toe hold there, and there's one thing I've learned in football. If it's not broke, you don't fix it, and it wasn't broke at all there. And there it is again, the two-point conversion.
Your score with 10:19 to go in the first quarter. Give the hometown Quitman Bulldogs 8. Wizards 0. Let's hear from the Quitman Bulldog offense.
And the Bulldog offensive line really opened the door there for More Payne to go into the end zone.
They established who's the dominant line out there on that. They took care of that real well.
That's brought to you by Run the Football Pitch right now.
And Yellville Summit, they, of course, we've talked about their past games. They will be receiving the kick.
Now the Bulldogs got to see if that defense will step up. Yellville Summit likes to run the ball too, and they're going to try to do the same thing to Quitman that Quitman just did to them. So it's important for the defensive line to step up and keep the big bodies off the linebackers.
Of course, we've got some other 3A2 conference matchups going on tonight. Mountain View plays at Mayflower. Salem plays at Melbourne, and Atkins plays at Episcopal tonight. And the kick is not fielded cleanly. That's going to be picked up by number 2, Coben Hubbard. And Hubbard will be brought down at about the Panther 20-yard line.
That was an excellent kick by our kicker. She did a good job on that. It was hard to handle. By the time he picked it up, there was really no place for him to go. Looking at the lights, and that rain flying by. It's some wind out there tonight.
Yes, there is. It is definitely blowing from the north.
Yellville got to pick which way they wanted to go, and they wanted to go into the wind first.
Noah Cantrell, a junior, is the quarterback tonight for Yellville Summit.
He did not have a real good passing night last week. They did score a lot of points against Berryville, but only about 68 yards passing. Most of it, rest of it was on the ground. They had less than 200 yards total offense last week.
Wow. And the lines will line up.
There's
going to be
should be a
false
penalty
start
there
against the offense. So that'll back Yellville Summit up about 5 yards.
Everybody was ready to go, but the center, it seems like. Well, I'm going to have to give it to the student body. They've showed up tonight, too.
Yes, they have. They've braved the cold, damp weather that we have. Of course, it is homecoming. They do have a dance after this, so
It's always good to have homecoming here at Quitman. And I think it's the first time it's been in September before, though. I might be wrong.
pass to Hubbard is just out of his hands.
Just passed in for Coven Hubbard. Ball's incomplete.
It's going to bring up third down and 15 yards for the Panthers.
Looks like they've made up their mind that they're going to have to move the pocket if they're going to pass. They've not tried to run on the Bulldogs yet, and that was what their bread and butter was in the games they won. Of course, they beat the team from that came out of 8-man football last year, beat them pretty well.
Yep, Izard County.
Izard County, and they did not have the front line that Quitman has. So it looks like they're staying away from them.
Cantrell, the quarterback, gets it and hands it off. There's going to be a
they
run
found
up the
something there.
sideline, and he's going to run it into the original yards. And plus some. It's going to bring the Panthers down at about their own 30-yard line.
There's our little linebacker got over there. Here, middle one was able to stop him, but it's fourth down, and they're going to punt it. These may be interesting. The wind's blowing right in that punter's face. So I notice that the Bulldogs have not put anybody back, and you can see it's not going to go very far.
It will not even make it to the 50-yard line, as the Bulldogs will have it at the Panther 48.
Let's go for the Bulldog defense.
Yellville Summit seeming to have a little bit of a rough time trying to adjust to the elements, I guess you'd say. Slippery football, and just trying to pass it in this kind of weather. They did attempt a few passes. I don't think Quitman's attempted a pass yet.
Not yet, but like I say, if it's not broke, don't fix it. There it is again.
And there is.
I mean, he got 10 yards before anybody touched him for the Yellville Summit.
Good first down run for Devin Boyce.
He had some misdirection and had him going the wrong way, but his linemen did their job.
More Payne gets the snap, steps back in the pocket. He's going to try to run it himself. He's going to be met and brought down to the backfield by number 21. That is Caleb Stewart, the senior defensive back.
He didn't take the fake. He just went and got him, didn't he?
Bulldogs will lose yards. That'll bring up 2nd and 13 for Quitman. More Payne in the backfield along with Boyce. He's going to pass over to Lovelace. Lovelace's catch is good. He's going to run it down the sideline. He's at the 20. He's going, and he's going to be brought down at about the 15-yard line. A great run there by Jamari Lovelace.
Safe pass down the line. Froze the Yellville defender. He couldn't come after him till he knew for sure it's going to be a pass. And by the time he caught it, it was too late for him, and the secondary had to make the tackle.
Handoff now to Boyce, and he's going to be brought down in the backfield. Loss of about 2 yards. It's going to bring you up 2nd down and 12.
Looks like they were ready for that play. Slipped in between the guard and the center there and was able to make contact in the backfield.
More Payne hands it off to Boyce and fakes the throw. Boyce is going to get it back to the original line of scrimmage and going to be stood up. Looks like he's going to gain about 3 yards on the play. It's going to be 3rd down and 9. And the rain's starting to come down a little harder now. Of course, not the first time this season that the Bulldogs have had to play in the rain. They played a few weeks ago here in dreary conditions as More Payne gets the snap. Pass over to Lovelace. Lovelace on the sideline. He's going to run it. He's got room. He's in there. Touchdown for the Bulldogs.
Yellville Summit don't have an answer for that right now. There's a block that's coming at the cornerback, but since the ball's in the backfield, you can do that. So he's going on blocking, and he's getting no help from his outside linebacker or his defensive back.
It's like the Bulldogs have just decided to not kick the ball tonight and just go ahead and go for 2 every time. I think it's probably a smart decision considering
I was watching them in the warm-up, and the ball, she was getting it through the upright, but just about a foot above the crossbar.
Visiting team 0. Let's hear from the Quitman Bulldog offense.
But it sure didn't mess her up on her kickoff a while ago.
It really didn't. She did phenomenal as always. 16-0 the score with 6:59 to go here in the first quarter of football action from Quitman, Arkansas. As the Bulldogs will get ready to kick it away. Madison Harnick, of course, won Homecoming Princess tonight.
Did she?
Yes, she did.
Homecoming Princess comes out and kicks the football. I like that.
Yes, she does.
I like that.
Of course, our homecoming court was wonderful as always. I had the pleasure of going over there and being the PA announcer for that event.
Well, it was inside.
Held in the gym, of course, because of weather conditions.
14, Madison Harnick. Hubbard, deep for the Panthers.
And Harnick will kick it away. Pretty good kick there from the Princess herself as it is fielded cleanly.
15. Uh-oh.
It's going to be Hubbard on the recovery.
He got the
He's
corner.
running it down the sideline. He's got a big run, and he stepped out of bounds on the sideline. He really put his shoulder down and hit one of the Bulldogs. That was Dom Pratt. Dom Pratt forced him out of bounds.
They're going to start at the Bulldog 41-yard line.
Well, they at least got the ball in the Bulldog territory with that return.
Really good return there by Hubbard.
The kick was so good it pretty much outkicked her coverage, and that's not really her fault. They did not stay in line as they should, and that's the second time they've gone that direction on the kickoff. They need to watch that next time, and I feel like there will be a next time pretty soon.
Cantrell hands it off up the middle. There's a run. Ball's loose.
Fumbled the ball.
And the Bulldogs recover the fumble. It's going to be the Bulldogs' ball.
He stopped and the ball didn't. He got hit pretty good. Somebody stopped him for the Bulldogs, and that ball just popped right out. And there wasn't anything but black shirts there.
Good recovery there by the Bulldogs. A great heads-up play. And they will take it the other way. Bulldogs are going to start at about their own 32-yard line, 31, 32-yard line, somewhere in there.